What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? And today we're going to be talking about Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. This game is really, really good so far. I'm putting in my first impressions on this video for this game because I want to talk about a few things, particularly, hence the reason why this video is going to be shorter than usual. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to talk about the RPG element in this game for the most part before we dive right into the rest of this game so far of how much I've played. The RPG elements in this game it's a little different. It's not really different, I would say. It's a little bit more, it's interesting. It's a unique way of how to differentiate what the RPG elements in this game really do provide and the efficiency of that. And what I mean by that is that when you find food in the world of Pandora, and when you find different types of rarity of food, and yes, there are rarities of food, but it has to do with the flow of the environment of Pandora and how it's going to utilize certain types of weather mechanics as well. The weather does provide a significant amount of aesthetically pleasing to when it comes to harvesting certain types of things, especially when it comes to the flora or creatures in this game. That is one thing in general that you would really need to know about this game as well. But when it comes to RPG elements in this game, the elements in this game really provide a different type. It does provide the loot rarity system, but it's reversed a little bit, because what I mean by that, when you find food or when you scavenge from creatures or whatnot, by making your gear and your weapons, you're not going to be collecting the weapons you can't collect the weapons and gear through vendors or through certain types of containers, but you can also make your gear and your weapons. That's where this game really significantly signifies of what the RPG elements are in Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. And that is what I'm really enjoying about this game so far. One thing I would really like to put to as well is that this game is, like I said, it's not just because it's absolutely amazing, because I was taken aback from this game at first. And the reason why I say that is because I have been so used to playing these types of games in general. It doesn't matter what kind of first-person shooters they are. I'm more open to open world games, adventures, when it comes to like Assassin's Creed or any kind of games that are similar to that. But when it comes to the Far Cry series, I absolutely love that series. But that's where I think Frontiers of Pandora for Avatar is thoroughly unique in that regard, because this game it utilizes some RPG elements into it. It does have some mechanic in there a little bit though too, but it's more RPG element based rather than just RPG mechanic as well. So I'm just going to put this out there real quick and see if I'm hoping that makes sense. But if I get dislikes on this video, and I've been noticing that on some of my videos as well, it's kind of frustrating, but we're kind of just veering off topic. So what we're going to do here is that I want to talk about one thing in particular, because I actually ended up getting my Ikron, which is the flying creature in this game that you can actually tame and ride. And it really changes the whole entire dynamic of the open world of Frontiers of Pandora for Avatar, because you have to feed your Ikron. You can if you select a perk. I don't know what perk it was, so my apologies on that. You can fly down towards a pool of water, and the Ikron can pick up fish, so you can eat fish. But it also depends on what kind of food that you feed it and what it mostly likes. And like I said, I really can't determine of what kind of food that my Ikron likes right now, because I'm still trying to get used to that type of mechanic. But however, this game just really utilizes some really interesting ways to progress. And so that's one thing I'm really thoroughly enjoying about Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. One thing I would really like to say is that I really love its investigations. The investigations in this game are always what they're going to be seen, basically. And there is some mystery involved. And so I really like a good mystery when it comes to certain types of games, much like Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. And I think that's where this game, it just does a good job it does a fantastic job of storytelling. I think when it failed to, when it came to Far Cry 6 specifically, I really loved Far Cry 6. I loved it much better than 4 and 5. But however, what I loved about Far Cry 6 to a certain degree is that it was not just because it was open world. It was way better than 5 in my personal opinion. But like I said, we're just veering off topic here. But I just want to get my point across. This is what Frontiers of Pandora does. It feels like a Far Cry 6, but it's a much better story. I thought the story in Far Cry 6, it was a little convoluted. I mean, I kind of figured out what was going on, but while playing Frontiers of Pandora though for Avatar, it's different. It's captivating, it's interesting, and I love the world design of this game. And this game really utilizes a significant amount of graphic and video fidelity for this game.
Yeah.
The environment in Frontiers of Pandora for Avatar is one of the most luscious and most amazing and beautiful worlds I have ever seen in a video game from Ubisoft. And so I think this is where this game really touches base on where games can actually go when it comes to Ubisoft games. Me particularly, I loved.
Thing that popped in my head.
I forgot what was the last game I made that I played from Ubisoft. But anyways, point being is that I think what I really love about this game so far, other than what I previously mentioned, is the fact that it does something that, like I said, it was something that I wasn't really quite expecting. It was something that
We do not talk about this
when
here.
I started playing this game, I was
Follow
just
me.
like, oh my god, this game's utterly beautiful. And so that's what I'm saying is that when there's a weather mechanic in this game. And so when you collect food in this game though too, is that, the weather is going to be a mechanic to where it's like you can only pick specific types of plants or flora, like fruit or vegetables or something like that. And it has to do with what kind of weather that you're able to get them in much better. Whether if you can get them pristine and at a certain way of how you're going to utilize that weather mechanic and being able to harvest those specific types of things. And that's what I love about this game too. This game really does a fantastic job of what you have to do in order to cook your food in a proper manner. Like I said, if you really want to have superior fruit or food or anything for that matter, you're able to make superior dishes or not superior, but like purple dishes or whatnot. Like I said before, it depends on the rarity, and that's why I love about this game. This game really utilizes the rarity system when it comes to making your food or when it comes to making your weapons, like your bows or your gear, like your chest piece or your leggings or whatnot. And it's really good. I really love this mechanic because this is the kind of mechanic I really would love to see in some other games similar to this type of game. And that's where I think Avatar Frontiers of Pandora does a really good job. So, one thing I would really greatly like to admit here, though, too,
I'm good at this sort of thing.
I was not a fan of the Avatar at first when I first viewed the first movie. I thought it was good, but it was quite long. But I do like long movies, and so, like I said before, this game takes place between the bridges of the second Avatar movie and the first one. So my apologies if I'm repeating myself. I intend to do that, so I'm trying not to do that much here. But however, I think when it comes to Frontiers of Pandora, there is some puzzle solving to a certain type of degree when you do when you clear outposts, and how to utilize those outposts and being able to use like a certain type of scanner and doing a hacking system as you see here. And it works. And I love the way how you're able to do certain types of things in the world of Pandora and just utilizing that, and how vast and open this whole entire world of Pandora is. And that's where I think the exploration in this game it's so much better than Far Cry 6 in my personal opinion. I mean, even though that they are similar to their own type of degree, but that's where Avatar Frontiers of Pandora does something differently because of the rarity. We do have other games, like I previously mentioned, that have rarity systems, like Borderlands or The Division or any other games that I can possibly think of. But either or, I really think that Frontiers of Pandora it's so cool. I love the crafting system in this game. I think it's very unique. But what's so unique about it though
Hey,
too is that you can
you
make
busy?
food.
I mean, of course
And
you're
I think
busy.
that's one thing
But,
I
well,
really
I need
greatly
your help.
appreciate when it
I've
comes
been in
to a
touch with this
game like
hot dog
this,
pilot named
that you
Louis
can create
Bazooka.
food,
He finally got
and it
fed up
has
with
to
the
do
RDA
with
and stole a scorpion. And I
how you're going to
better go
utilize the
comply.
making your food,
Did something
right?
happen?
It has to do
That's
with,
the thing. I
like I
don't
said,
know.
the weather
I keep trying to
mechanic.
call him, like
And
every
for
14
example,
seconds.
you
What
pick a
if the
piece of
RDA
fruit
got to him?
and
What if...
you make sure
It's
that it's
okay, Priya.
pristine.
I'll
And
look into it
so,
for you.
but you have to
See, I
really
knew you were going
utilize
to
a
say that.
certain type of
You always
degree of
have
how
to.
you're going
I'm
to
sending you his last
pull that
order.
fruit in a multiple different ways. But once you find that, proper area of pulling that fruit from that tree or that from that flora, you pull it down from with your left analog stick, whether if you're playing on PlayStation or on Xbox, and then you're able to get the pristine and then the rarity of it. And that's what's really cool though too, is the same. It's not really the same thing as, like, hunting animals and getting certain types of things that you're able to utilize that to make your weapons or make your gear. And that's what's so cool about this game, my fellow people out there. This game just does something, it's so unique. But I want to talk about one thing as well, is that the world of Pandora feels so differently from day and night. What During the day it's beautiful, but during at night it's exotic. It's breathtaking. I'm not kidding. It's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. I love the way how plants give that iridescent glow from different types of plants or flora. And that's where this game does something so cool as well. And there is one thing I really like about this game in general, though, too, specifically, is in fact that you are able to, this game is very lore friendly. And that's what I'm saying when it comes to the lore friendliness of this game. You can find lore of plants, creatures, anything that you can possibly think of, or like the RDA. We already know who the RDA is, right, from the first two films. But however, you're utilizing a lot of lore friendly type of things in this world of Pandora. And like I said, it's breathtaking, and I love that. And I really wish that we can have games like this again. Excuse me. And so that's where I'm saying this game, yeah, man, I'm having a blast with it. I have never had so much fun in a FPS game like Avatar. I had so much fun with Far Cry 6. And
Glad it wasn't me.
I've made videos on Far Cry 6 though too, but I really want to put this in here real quick. Is that I do believe that Far Cry 6 is way better than 5, in my personal opinion. I have stated this before, but I think Avatar Frontiers of Pandora just does something very much more unique than from any other FPSs out there because of what I just previously explained. And that is why I love this game so much, and it's rubbing off on me because as I previously mentioned, when I first started to think about not getting this game at first, and then once I bought it and played it for more than 5 hours, like I said, I was so wrong about this game, so wrong, because I feel like that when it comes to Ubisoft games in general, I do believe that when it comes to these types of games in general as well, they can have a little bit of an identity crisis. And that's where I'm saying Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, like I said, I do highly recommend it. Yes, 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 yes. So, what I will put in here as well, if you feel free to put any comments or questions in the comment section below, I'll be more than happy to reply back if and whenever possible. This is Jake from Citizen JV, and thank you for tuning in. But however, like I said, I highly recommend playing this game. I really think that you will really thoroughly enjoy this game, and more so, I just really think that this game just does something. It's different to a certain feel of degree. And so I love the films. I love the second one. It was totally epically badass. And let's just see where we go from with the third one in the not too distant future. So you guys have a great rest of your weekend and a happy new year. Peace.